Blueberry and chocolate do not go well together. Just so you know. But welcome back to Death Stranding. It is time to go from Hartman's lab to the paleontologist with another antimatter bomb. I believe we already did this.
Listen up, Sam. For this run, you'll be transporting an antimatter bomb. A Bridges paleontologist working on a dig says he needs it. Apparently, the fossils he wants to study are buried deep beneath tar, and the only way he can get to them is by blowing it wide open. Now, hopefully I don't need to tell you to be extra careful when handling high-yield explosives. But in case I do, make sure you keep that container in one piece, no matter what.
You don't say. Yeah, we did this going to one of the cities. We had to bring a bomb. Let's get a PCC, not level 1, level 2, because you never know when we're going to have to build a zip line. That is still priority, as always in the mountain region. Sam, bombs explode.
I'm sure you haven't forgotten, but you need to be extremely careful with that antimatter bomb.
Yeah, we get it, dude. We did it already talking about... No. Yes, whatever that means. Let's just get on with it. Going out west. Let's just finish the job this time. We're so close, man.
Order assigned.
That is, of course, we don't get a game over like I did on my first playthrough transporting this thing. Maybe some online structures will be good to us.
Safe travels. Good morning, Sam.
I liked reading this green text. First turning this game on after a day or so. Seeing all the stuff that has happened. A road you rebuilt was used by someone else. 5 times. Players are pleased with you. Alright. Well, off screen, I got zip lines going to the geologist like I said I was gonna do. The baby's chuckling up a storm, man. Happy to be ziplining. Avalanche! Like Kirby's Avalanche, how it yells that. There they are, the rocks tumbling down. Good old days, who's that now? Hey, there's a timefall shroom here now, too. That's good. Oh, beautiful. Somebody else's zip line's already here. Let's keep going. Pick 'em up. Dumb and Dumber line, man. We'll have to drop some likes on this one because it's perfect. Catapult too? Well, we can't really catapult a bomb now, can we? Alright, well, there's still a mountain to climb down, and that's how I got a game over my first time, so... Yeah. 'Tis the end of the road. Alright, well, let's draw a map. I enjoy this part, the routing of thingies. Quit playing with your dinghy. To an online ladder, that might just be the tools that we need. Yeah, this shouldn't be too bad. Let's just... one foot in front of the other, brother. It's a somber day. The Queen of England has died. I mean, by the time you're watching this, that will have been like a month-old news now. But it's the end of an era. Crazy to think that everybody alive on Earth right now, for the most part, has basically, like, she's been queen for everybody that whole time. Who's this? Oh yeah, every now and then you see the person telling you you're going the right way. Forgot about that. I've only ever remembered the queen as an old lady. So it's interesting seeing pictures of her when you're young. It's like when you see your parents, or I mean your grandparents, you see photos of them when they were your age. It's weird. Because you're like, well, they were always an old person. But it's interesting too, because then you start to draw parallels, and this rope is very handy. see a good spot for a zip line that I remember from my first playthrough too, but it looks like there's a generator down there this time. I look a lot like my maternal grandfather. It's weird. Unfortunately, I didn't get his 6-foot height. Got the scrawniness, though. Oh, copyrighted music randomly. Didn't we already hear this? Yeah, we already heard Patience by Low Roar. That was, when we first got to Lake Knot City that played. Now, is this actually connected to the chiral network? It has to be, because why else would this be here? Look we got a perfect view of the zip line. So, we crafted that extra PCC. How far are we? 237? That's within range. Yeah, there was somebody already built one down here my first playthrough. So that's beautiful. From Hartman's lab, we could come right down here, and then it's just a few footsteps to the paleontologist. That's acceptable. We don't need zip lines the whole way. But there is the backside of the mountain, too. Eventually, we could come around to Hartman's lab from another direction. Once we get to the Evo-Devo biologist. Lots of chiral crystals sitting around here. Yeah, we've definitely heard this song before. I just recognize the vocal part. Oh, I just damaged the antimatter bomb. That's not good. Look at this environment, dude. You can't tell me this game doesn't look good. There is something nice about it, just walking around. You take a day's break and you come back to it and it's just nice and easy, man. I picked this up on a whim, is that correct? Impulse decision? And I was like, I shouldn't have spent the money. But then I got hooked to it, man, and I liked that first playthrough, and I'm enjoying recording this. So, say what you will about the game, but I've gotten my money's worth out of it, I think. Got nothing bad to say, really. Well, the ending I'm still iffy on, but that was a lot easier than I remembered it the first time.
Much appreciated, friend. Thanks to you, we can finally move ahead with the dig. I swear, this place is bad enough without having to worry about getting asphyxiated. Not that I need to tell you. You did it after all. Though I can't for the life of me imagine how.
Some other dude zip line, that's how. Awesome. S for awesome. Not much of a bridge link boost despite all the likes, man.
You can set up the chiral network while I work.
We got a rusty ladder on our shoulder. That ain't no good. Almost there, man. We're almost all the way west. Let's just do it. With the exclusion of Edge Knot City itself. Oh yeah, the oxygen thing. Better grenades, though. See a zip line up in the mountains. Beautiful.
Anyway, as it turns out, Sam Bridges, I have a favor to ask. A local porter was on his way here with something very valuable, but dropped it en route. It's a 200-million-year-old ammonite, which looks, he says, almost as if it were still alive. He apparently stumbled across it in a boulder field, which had previously been hidden beneath a glacier, but that's not the half of it. The man claims this ammonite has an umbilical cord. An umbilical cord. Color me skeptical, but the specimen merits study, and I wasn't about to leave such delicate work to an amateur. So I asked him to carve out the whole surrounding chunk of rock and bring it here to me. Naturally, I wanted to compare it with contemporary specimens in the vicinity. which is why I had him excavate a number of those in addition to the one he told me about. But what does a dumb fuck go and do? He loses the whole shipment. Didn't even have the good sense to mark which container had the ammonite with the umbilical cord. The cargo was supposedly lost in the area to the southwest, where toxic gases have a tendency to build up. Old Mr. Reliable claims his cargo scanner is broken, and there's no way he can recover the shipment. But you could track it down. To protect you against the fumes, I'll provide you with an oxygen mask. Just to be safe. You can pick it up when you accept the order.
That fossil could represent an epochal discovery. While there are examples of viviparous fish, an ammonite with an umbilical cord is unheard of. And if it is indeed 200 million years old, it would also correspond with the end Triassic extinction, another one of the big five. Could the umbilical cord be connected to the beach? We must recover that cargo at all costs. It could provide a vital clue to the mechanisms underpinning the Death Stranding. We're so close. So very, very close to grasping the true nature of the phenomenon. Hurry, Sam. We cannot risk that ammonite being lost.
Well then, quit talking. Viviparous, though. Chalk another word from a video game that I learned. Viviparous. Alright, we gotta do this little busy work. I mean, it's part of it.
An oxygen mask, huh? Good idea. It'll filtrate the air and keep you breathing normally. In addition to protecting you from toxic gases, it'll also help to reduce fatigue from strenuous activity, making it easier to keep your balance. If it didn't have a limited battery life, I'd tell you to keep it on the whole time. But it does, so don't.
The way she said don't right now. I don't know, man. I forget how to actually equip the oxygen mask. I believe you could go to the cargo menu and do it. Also, aren't there supplies here? Yeah, there's a climbing anchor and a ladder for free. We're gonna need them, too. I mean, I already have some. Oh, look at this! Special alloys. 2 of the perfect amount needed to upgrade a zipline. Let's just go deposit these. I enjoy the animation of carrying them in the hands. I don't know why. It just pleases me. Every now and then it's the little things, dude. So we'll go ahead and recycle those. I don't know. Just thinking about how the Queen was so old, man. It's just nuts to think that we're all gonna be that someday. If we make it even that far. Oh yeah, more crypto biotes. See, I'm already feeling the time crunch of, like, getting married and stuff. It's like, do it while we're still young and good looking. Because they always say beauty fades, right? It's the wrong reason to fall in love with somebody, I guess. I just kind of wish the aging process would slow down a bit to make up for the fact that society is making everything take longer. Like, I saw some articles recently saying Gen Z and millennials want to buy houses, they just can't afford it. Which makes sense. It's like, alright, well, if that's the case, if you're telling us we can't get on with our lives... Uh-oh. Consciousness meter's doing something. Where's this? Put on mask. No, we want to save it. Hopefully that helps. It's still blinking. Alright, well, let's just be quick. We might need to use our own thingies. There's only one left in here, so we might as well get rid of it. But yeah, if society is making it take longer to get on with life, well, then it's only fair that the aging process should then take longer, so we have a chance to enjoy the things that the generations before us enjoyed while we're still young, have all our hair, and that whole thing. But plenty of people are doing it just fine. It's like that Ben Franklin thing about choices. I'll collect all 5 containers. Let's sort it so that it's comfortable to carry, I guess. That is Ben Franklin, right? Who has some quote about it's all about choices. Probably a million people have said it. I think that was in the yearbook. Somebody that I went to school with in like 8th grade put their favorite quote down in the yearbook. The heck? Was from Ben Franklin, and it was something about it's all about your choices. Man, that oxygen mask is draining our battery. Look at that thing. Gotta get out of here. Nah, I didn't want to grab that one again. Come on. Game logic. Wow, I can't even bring up the normal menu? I guess not. Not while climbing a rope. Climbing? Yes. We're gonna have to get a PCC level 1 and build a generator. I don't recall seeing one up here. Can you climb a rope? I'm sure I still could. I weigh nothing, so it's easy to... Oh yeah. I knew there was a fast way of doing the mask. Yeah, it's easy to pull myself up. What's that old superstition where you just repeat light as a feather, stiff as a board over and over again? It's like something about like being able to float. You lay on a board and keep on reciting light as a feather, stiff as a board, light as a feather, stiff as a board, and then somebody pulls the board out from under you and you're supposed to float. I just remember being a kid and like people goofing around with that. Obviously, it's not true.
Bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure.
It's kind of like that Bloody Mary in the mirror thing. But that's scary, so we don't talk about that one. Especially after having seen the movie.
You found it. Let me see. I have to see it. Oh my.
I guess we made up for the dope that he was talking about. Hey, level 3. Volcano Orange. There's enough in there to upgrade a zip line.
Thanks for bringing in that lost shipment, Sam. And yes, it did indeed include an ammonite with a bona fide umbilical cord attached. I've already sent some images and a preliminary analysis to Hartman via the network. Interestingly, it seems the surrounding strata contain traces of tar, which lines up with one of his theories. Anyway, I know you only just brought this ammonite here, but I'd like you to deliver it to a colleague of mine, an Evo-Devo biologist. Lately, she's taken an interest in the tar, and I think she'd be eager to examine this particular specimen.
It's quite remarkable, and that's to your credit. To clarify, she has been studying how the tar may have influenced the development of various organisms. Accordingly, I would ask that you also recover the tar collectors deployed near her shelter and deliver them along with the ammonite. It would be too dangerous for her to attempt to retrieve them herself, which is why we must impose upon you. By aiding her research, we may yet inch closer to unraveling the secrets of the Death Stranding. We've already made so much progress with the data recovered by the network. With your continued help, I know we can accomplish even more.
You think Sam's gonna get a promotion or something after all this? Or are they just gonna keep using him? Let's recycle this. Speaking of used things. Oh, Bridget Strand. Remember her from way back in like that first cutscene? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. BT territory. Ah well. This is it though. Evo Devo Biologist is the last, aside from the chiral relay thing, like it is the last person talking to you in a facility thing. Let's get a PCC level 1 and get that generator, because if we're going to be doing anything, our battery's almost dead. And since we can, PCC level 2s. Leave behind a trail of zip lines, as always.
Thank you for your contribution.
So, yeah. The old queen is no more. That's just crazy to me. Now there's a king.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
I don't know, on the cusp of 40 here. I mean, I still got years to go. But, it just feels like the whole aging thing is rapidly happening. Oh, look at this. Beautiful, dude. It connects to one on the mountain. That's awesome. I love when people already place these things.
Have a pleasant journey.
Oh, I didn't even realize that sign was there. Yeah, those yellow signs are somebody, it's a player request. So somebody requested that we put a zip line there. And since we satisfied it, we got some likes. And how about over here, we build that generator. Oh, you can't build two things at once. That's weird. Too much bandwidth. Yeah, it just feels like I miss youth. I feel it too. I feel tired all the time. And I think I'm still too young to feel tired, but I do. There we go, full battery. Making up for that oxygen mask. And since this will take us closer to where we're going, might as well. I like the sound of that rushing wind. No other further connections, though. That's a shame. Okay. Awarded my likes. Good thing that didn't plop us somewhere dangerous. Let's go. I guess to the post box down here. We gotta get on some kind of level terrain. And look at that, another online request for a zip line. That's way too close to the other one, though. I saw some other article about tech billionaires buying out these underground shelters in the event of an apocalypse. And they're hiring private military services and stuff as protection. This is crazy. saw a movie recently about that. Billionaires who escaped doomsday on Earth. It was a bad movie. I can't remember the name of it. Let's see what's in here. Share locker, claim cargo, sticky gun, stun bomb, a ladder, power skeleton. Level 3 is probably the best thing in there, but not in this environment. Alright, where are we going? Straight down into the non-snow. Yeah, the BT tar. I vaguely remember this. I only ever did it once. But yeah, I remember that movie ended. They let all of Earth exploded and died. And the main characters, I think Nicolas Cage or something. No, it wasn't him. It was just other people. I'm confusing another Doomsday movie. But they all stayed and were like, for the honor of mankind, they just died with the Earth. But the millionaires left in a space shuttle. And they got to some new planet and immediately died by the wildlife. And that's how the movie ended. It was just really stupid. I think Leonardo DiCaprio was in it, and Jennifer Lawrence. There were some, like, big people, but yeah, the movie was stupid. So that article about tech billionaires trying to survive the apocalypse by seizing up underground bunkers and getting them all outfitted with the best of the best or whatever, you know, it's just like, whatever. But I guess that is how, if that should ever come about, which is already a stretch. Although this game is all about extinction, so... Talking about the big 5 extinctions before us. But yeah, you would assume the rich and powerful would be the ones to survive. Going to the marker, it's just like an OCD thing. It auto-erases when you go to the marker, assuming you've gone to the previous marker before it. And I just like that idea of cleaning up a mess I made. Oh yeah, the tar pool. I do remember this. This is actually kind of tricky. There's a lot of BTs here. So we've got 5 tar containers to pick up. Plus, we are getting soaked in timefall, so we gotta keep that in mind. Hello. Hello. Got company. I like cutting the cords. They're a lot less scary with this ability. Sometimes there could be an infant BT right next to a big one, though, and you don't notice. So you gotta be ready to cut 2 cords sometimes. Yeah, I had to put a ladder across this. I guess this is water, not tar. Kind of ominous. Holy crap, that thing is huge and right there. Why is this one so big? maybe we don't want to put a ladder. Let's find a different way around. How did that thing not come after me?
Sam, we've recorded a spike in chiral levels not far from your position. I think it might be a body. A body about to go negative. I marked it on your map. If I'm right, you need to deal with it fast. Like right now.
Never heard that before. As long as it just becomes a BT, though. If it triggers a void out, that would be bad. See, there we go. See that little sneaky? I was just looking for the prompt. The baby ones are disturbing, man. Just the audio that it makes. Please don't come and get me. Okay, I think we're all right. Now, how many do we need? Three out of 5. I don't know which one we're missing. Let's check it out. 1, 5, 3, and 4. So we're missing 2 out of 5. Oh, it's right over there. Okay. Not anywhere in this structure. Don't care about the lost cargo. They're really guarding every path into this thing. I saw some other thing. The Bed Bath & Beyond CEO or some high-up executive, I don't know if he was the CEO, but he jumped off a building and killed himself because of like a $1.2 billion lawsuit or something. I guess when you have that kind of money coming at you, and the threat of it all going away and going to prison or something, it's too much to handle all at once. Whereas those of us who are already down here with nothing, when we lose a little bit of nothing, it's not much different than the usual. Alright. The Evo Devo Biologist, I recognize this area because I had trouble with it. It's just a hill, though. Grab the chemicals and lost cargo. I don't know if we'll grab that, but... There's also a hot spring near here. I'd be surprised if these ladders last much longer. Yeah, I don't really know much about monarchies and stuff. But the queen seemed like a nice lady, at least. And she's been basically like a grandmother figure for a whole... Like I said, everybody on Earth, basically. So, like, Twitter and stuff was kind of getting nasty. And, like, I understand, like, Ireland versus England and the history there and stuff. But I don't know, I just find it kind of ridiculous to be making crude jokes about it. Just like, alright, it's an old lady that was very astute with her job and stuff, and like, I don't know. Like, show some respect just for a moment, at least.
There we go.
But yeah, like, I don't even know the full history of all that she did. It's just, yeah, crazy to think all that she lived through, though, I think warrants some respect. There we go. It's snowing, though. We can't bathe in it. The recharging spring. I believe it recharges your batteries. Not quite as well as the Hartman lab one, but you'll find those scattered about here and there. Alright, let's draw one final path to this thing. Actually, we could probably just cut through the hill closest to me. I would hate to live with the world always looking at you. Like, sometimes I hate the fact that I live like a ghost, but other times I'm thankful for it. Just to be a celebrity of any kind, or royalty. Just the pressure that entails. I guess you get used to it, but... We did it, man.
I'm impressed, Sam. Not many people would have even attempted this. May I have a look? Not a scratch on it, and the tar inside is safe and secure. You do not disappoint, my friend.
We haven't gotten anything under an S rank except for in, like, the battlefield stuff.
Now, connect me to the chiral network. That's where my studies will truly begin.
That is it. The last prepper person. We're not all the way west, but basically. Grenade launcher. I don't recall ever using that, but... Zip lines, dude. I see one, at least.
Thank you. It goes without saying, but I am convinced that the tar is related to the BTs and the Death Stranding. After all, both it and Timefall are the defining features of the post-Stranding ecosystem. Sudden environmental changes such as these invariably lead to the extinction of organisms that fail to adapt. Those that do adapt do so by virtue of enhancers, the regions of DNA that grant successful organisms their advantages. These genetic factors are the key to evolution, but there are genes which have the opposite effect, those which disadvantage organisms. Extinction factors, as they have been called. These are the seeds of advancement and obsolescence. Such factors may lie dormant within us all, a choice waiting to be made. For every being since the advent of life itself. If so, then ancient proof may hide deep within the tar. evidence of these genetic decisions that may aid us in navigating our current crossroads. In any event, thanks to you, I can now study the composition of the tar in greater detail. I'll make sure to share any interesting results with you later.
Thank you, textbook lady.
Well done, Sam. You furthered our research into the Death Stranding in ways you cannot imagine. Thank you again for bringing me Mama's body, as well as that ammonite. Speaking of which, my analysis of its umbilical cord is proceeding apace. I've been comparing the data against some of our restored archives. Anyway, would you mind returning to my lab? Preparations are finally complete for the chiral relay integration. If you could collect the necessary materials for the restoration work and bring them here, I would be most grateful.
Alright, I'm gonna build some zip lines and I will see you where he was just saying.
Available. Please act.
Alright, we are here at Hartman's lab. Once again. I got zip lines going, so we should be good.
Thank you, Sam. In reclaiming our past, we've uncovered a number of vital clues. Don't worry, I just got back. We have time. When you met with Mama, you experienced a strong antigen-antibody reaction, correct?
There was a BT in the room.
There was, but something else may have been causing it. I've discovered large quantities of chiral matter in Mama as well. Not just the usual kind that collects on our skin or on our suits. It's in all her cells. Cells that are no longer active. The BT you encountered there was special. It was her child, but also her own soul. Somehow, her car and half failed to separate. They must have remained connected through the umbilical cord. It's the only explanation.
Is that why I didn't get a bruise where she touched me?
Yes, and there's more.
10 seconds to cardiac arrest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I modified the log times. Headquarters will have no record of what we say. Look, a message from Deadman. It came with the umbilical cord.
Sam, I'm sorry. You deserve to know what you were carrying. But I couldn't risk Die-Hardman finding out about the case. So I had no choice but to keep it off the books. You've got to keep this between us. We still don't know if the director can be trusted. The umbilical cord was taken from Bridget Strand. I removed it in secret. The cord wasn't attached to a fetus. It was outside her body. She asked me to take care of it. Said it was the key to unlocking the Death Stranding. But she insisted that I never tell the director. The cord shows no sign of decomposition or necrotization. Almost as if it's frozen in time. I thought Hartman might be able to make sense of it, so I had it hidden with your cargo at Mountain Knot City.
Deadman's observations were accurate. It's just like Mama's corpse.
What do you mean?
I mean, they share a very unique property. Both contain large amounts of chiralium in their cells. In other words, the President's cord was somehow connected to the beach, and that allowed it to escape the flow of time. I've put together the bones of a theory. It's patchy, but worth sharing, I think. Life on Earth has been rocked by many extinctions. Great and small, including the Big Five. And if you examine the Earth's strata, its history, if you will, you'll find chiralium deposits that can be dated to each. What if the manifestation of beaches and other associated phenomena correspond to extinction level events.
You mean?
Yes. Our Death Stranding could just be the latest of many. The records and research you helped us to recover strongly suggest that we are in the middle of the 6th extinction.
6th extinction? Come on.
You know what this is, yes?
A frozen mammoth from 10,000 years ago.
Correct. And this?
The Iceman from 5,300 years ago.
They both have the same umbilical cords.
Bullshit.
Humor me. What if the mammoth and the Iceman weren't frozen?
You're saying time stopped for them just like it did for Mama?
Unfortunately, all these specimens were lost in the Death Stranding, so there's no way to examine the genuine articles. But some fragments of data did survive. With the aid of the chiral network, we may be able to piece together something more concrete using Evo-Devo tech. All right, how's this? A dinosaur from 65.5 million years ago. Umbilical cord, not decomposed.
Only mammals have umbilical cords.
No. Only mammals have umbilical cords used for childbirth. This is something else. Call it a strand from the other side. I propose that mammalian umbilici are a sort of mimesis of the strand that then evolved over time. We shouldn't assume that everything about a Death Stranding is detrimental to life. Trilobites, ammonites, dinosaurs, the mammoth, the Iceman, all preserved as if frozen in time, all without exception found with strands, which is to say that all may have been connected to the beach. And this, when viewed in the context of the Extinction Entity, EE theory, leads me to surmise that organisms with strands are in fact Extinction Entities. You see, Sam, EEs are connected to the beach via their strands. And it is through this connection that they somehow bring about a Death Stranding.
So you're saying Bridget was an extinction entity?
It's far too soon to say anything for certain. And since you burned her body, we may never know.
Higgs said Amelie's an EE, that she doesn't have dooms like the rest of us.
Sam, think. Assume that President Strand was an EE. Isn't it possible that her daughter is too? At the very least, Higgs may hope as much now that the President is unavailable.
So he kidnaps her for EE powers or whatever to cause a mass extinction.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. I doubt a single EE is powerful enough to cause a Death Stranding, assuming Amelie is an EE.
Well, Higgs sure thinks she's got what it takes.
Indeed. And we need to get her back as soon as possible.
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Ah, this one is real. Sam, go west.
How do you want me to handle Die-Hardman?
With your customary reserve. Nothing good will come of him learning of our suspicions. Whatever else is going on, we still need the chiral network.
Right.
Activating lab security measures. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Some interesting stuff, I suppose. Yeah. Extinction.
It's time, Sam. When you're ready, proceed to the shore of the tar belt and begin work on the chiral relay. Once it's ready, use the Cupid to bring it online. The necessary materials are prepped for you. Supplies are limited, so handle them with care. You'll be carrying a lot, too. All things considered, this might be one of your hardest runs to date. Hartman knows more about the site than I do, so he'll take it from here. It's about time for his wake-up call anyway.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Right. About that way station. The site we have chosen was an original candidate for the way station we lost to the tar belt. Ironically, we suspended construction because we deemed it a little too unstable and not worth the risk. But this time, it's our best shot. So let's hope we weren't right to change horses in midstream. Fortunately for us, the foundation we laid down is still intact. All you have to do is transport the necessary materials to the site and finish the job. I'm afraid it's the only way we can expand the network further west and rescue Harmony. We're counting on you, Sam.
Alright, this is actually a crazy order. I wonder if we need the power skeleton, actually. But this is the westernmost thing, aside from Edge Knot City, which is the ultimate destination, but that's kind of like its own scripted thing. So I figure we might as well knock this out and just finish the western job. Yeah, look at that crap. Holy man. 220 at it. Well, it can carry it. And I did go through building zip lines at least to the Evo Devo biologist. So there's only a little bit we have to walk. We're just gonna have to do it. It's what you gotta do. I did it on foot my first time. It does not look comfortable.
Order assigned.
Yeah, so I don't know about this whole umbilical cord business. I think they're reaching for stuff, but it's interesting. It explains the 5 Stranding figures at the title screen when we first saw it. They represent the 5 major extinctions on Earth.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
That blood bag is tempting.
Looks like a way through.
It's kind of an interesting idea, too, that there are living organisms that advance society and ones that are there to destroy it. I guess that gets kind of political if you really start deep diving into it. Because every single one of us could name some political figure in history that did a lot of good for the world or mankind, and some that were just outright horrible. Now, unfortunately, this one's not connected to anything, remember? I didn't do anything more over here, so we gotta walk a little bit. I didn't take the time to set up a back road from the Evo Devo to Hartman. We could actually use this time. We don't have a bomb that we have to worry about. Although the bike's not looking too good, it's sparking. And going real slow, which actually might be a good thing for this narrow passage. Ah, here we go. When did this game begin development? Because it was obviously, they were thinking about all this stuff way before the quarantine times and stuff. So it's not like, I know it released during that. But it's not like this story was written directly because of the pandemic and stuff. Talking about the next extinction, which would have been a reach, honestly. Alright, I built this one. Very similar to my first playthrough, that zipline video I made months ago. There was one very much in this similar spot. Although the rest of the path goes a little bit differently. So this next one, further away, I had to upgrade that one we were just at. Did that generator just populate now? That was weird. But this all links up to the biologist, so... And we just gotta go a little bit more west. Somebody's timefall mushroom is there too, which is very good. I had to build one on my first playthrough right there. Oh, jeez. Okay. Now, in the share locker, there was a non-lethal assault rifle, and I would like to grab that real quick, because there are mules up ahead where we're going. It's just obviously everything takes a bit longer when you're carrying this much crap. Power skeleton would be better, but not in the snow. But just in case we come into conflict, I would like to take this non-lethal assault rifle. I think it just put a ladder in there. Whatever, we don't need it. I hope. I don't know if this is technically supposed to be the hardest order in the story. But alright. I know from having beaten this game already that we could basically just go down the hill, but my first time I went kind of around this way, which is a really nice path that I would like to do, but I had the hardest time coming down the mountain. So hopefully, with a mixture of just going down the hill and kind of veering that way, we could find a better alternative.
Weapons restriction lifted.
Might as well use the ladder, I guess. Oh, hey, there's a truck down here. Doesn't look like it's in the best shape, but it's not exploded. Do you know what this means? Maybe. This could be a lot easier.
Come on, let's roll.
Too bad the bath doesn't heal the truck. Oh yeah, we could, well, the BTs though. The BTs are gonna grab us. Unless we can skate around the outside. But look at, there's this truck out there like they got grabbed. 2 trucks out there. But the rain's not starting, let alone the BT warning. Maybe we're okay. I know they're supposed to be in this spot, though. I remember building a zip line here my first time. Either way, we are coming up on that mule camp. And it's not even that, it's the terrorists that have guns. I recall finding an online post box somewhere on this mountaintop that had rifles in it, and I was so grateful my first time. Yeah, they got spare magazines and stuff on them too, which is kind of like new to this area. Get over here! Alright, whatever. Now, we learned from before that you could basically just drive off the mountain at very little risk. Do we dare just do that and be done with it? Or is that... Do we have enough data to assume that things will be okay? Because I got out of here and used ropes and ladders my first time. This just keeps going. No, maybe it doesn't. The heck, dude? Do we dork around or we just go? It's flashing red. That's not good. What did that do? I want to see how much damage that did. 1%. Okay, we're just driving the truck. But we need some direction here. It's kind of upsetting in a way that some of this stuff is so easy. Like the fact that you can just fly off the mountain in a truck and it does 1% damage to your packages. The first time it was like, be very careful, anything bad could happen. I certainly did not have a vehicle for this. Ah, whatever. Damage it all. Almost Nothing by Silent Poets. Sounds almost classical. Or maybe not. But anyway, you can't hear it anyway because I have to mute it. What is this guy radioing in about? Yeah, I see it. I see the old building site. The baby's laughing up a storm. He's super happy. But this is it. This is all tar, not ocean.
Sam, you need to get those materials processed in order to finish the chiral relay.
I think you're meant to make that journey on foot. It's more rewarding if you do, but you could say that about everything in this game. Doing it the hard way is definitely more rewarding than utilizing the easy stuff like zip lines and vehicles. And with that, we are pretty much all the way west.
Good job, Sam. Now access the terminal and bring the relay online.
need to build the escape route. And I need to go zipline crazy off screen so that we can get right back to Hartman via zip lines.
And with that, we're all linked up. Once you cross the tar belt, the end will be in sight. We're this close to Emily, to America's second chance. Edgenut City awaits. The staff we're sending will start by building a safe house. Over time, they'll expand their operations and establish a new facility. In doing so, they'll carry on the legacy of the brave souls lost to the tar. All thanks to you, Sam. Now, let's figure out how to get you across this tar belt.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting what you have to do, and it gets crazy from here. We're like at the end of the game. It's gonna be many hours still. There's cutscenes and stuff. But that is all for this time. Next time we will kick off some of the craziness. Nice, there's a safe house here already. That's good. All right, well, thank you for watching, you guys, and I will see you next time. Take care.